Hello, hello. Welcome to an exciting replay of some future format stuff. We are playing the new Orcust support with some spice, and we've got a Dragonmaid opponent who is also on some spice. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. The opponent won the rock, paper, scissors, so they are going first here. So let's go. We'll do the card by card first. We've got a Gearsu, triple tack, ×2, imperm, foolish. They have a kitchen Dragonmaid to start. Now, the reason I imperm here is because I didn't know what they were up to, so I'm like, oh, Dragonmaid. Like, I forgot about their new support too, so I was like, okay, yeah, like, let's just stop them on their normal summon, and, you know, what are they going to make, a striker? So be it. Oh boy, how was I wrong? Okay, so they do make a striker, and then they hospitality and dump, and that's where I'm like, oh shit. So they make the new fusion, which is cracked. This thing specials, it fuses, it's basically a tier element card during the standby, and it's just stupid easy to summon. It's basically a U-Bell, that U-Bell fusion. So they're going to go ahead and special here, and I'm just getting mega punished, right? So they bring out a Chamber from the deck. Chamber's going to go ahead and grab, you know, the Tidying, and that's a pretty menacing board. So they make, oh, and of course, yeah, let's not forget the Seals. So Seals, Chamber, this thing to basically tier element fuse by shuffling back. So they're going to make an Omni Negate here, and they've got the Ash Blossom. We've got our work cut out for us. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and then use this to summon out Chamber for some follow-up. And, you know, like, we got to start playing the game here, right? So we use Gearsu as a normal summon. They don't negate it, but they bounce it back, which sucks because not only can we not go into the link 1, but we can't use it for 2 bodies as well. So it's like a really painful way to bounce it back. And we do get the Harp Send, which is great, but, you know, and at this point, since we don't have any bodies, we are forced to just use our Orcust engine to push through this. So Harp met with an Ash. That is, that's pretty rough. So we're going to go ahead and Talents, and this is where Double Talents is going to really come in here, because Shio negates the activation. We are just going to slap a second Talents down, take, and this time we're going to go ahead and take their Seal here. And yeah, that way there's no more shenanigans. And, you know, if they've got stuff in the hand, great, so be it. But, yeah, this is a great use case for the Brass Bombard. Originally terrible, obviously, right? Nobody really liked that card. But now that you have a Link 1 that you can use this normal summon, it's not full combo, but it's pretty good. And if you've got Orcust in the hand, it's fantastic. So this absolutely came up to get literally this Nightmare out of my hand. So now we're going to use the Nightmare to go ahead and climb into the Galatea Eye, our new Link 1. And then we're going to use its effect, grab the Crown, Crown Special, use these two to go into Galatea, the regular one. We'll now banish the Nightmare to Foolish the Skelly, and there's a big misplay coming. Just keep your eye out for it. So we set this up to go for game. God damn it. Galatea Eye. It was a misclick. It was supposed to be Gearsu. Stupid skeleton. So now I can't go for game because this thing was going to, you know, reborn one of our Orcusts. So, oh well, we go ahead and bring out Galatea Eye, which is, you know, still going to get converted into draw fodder here. Literally no extenders, nothing. So now we're going to go ahead and use Ellen Gearsu to put back and take, and then make a ding. I'm going to go ahead and send this thing on up. Now, I knew they had the hospitality, so maybe this was incorrect. I don't know. It's hard to say. At this point, I was like kind of kicking myself for like not being able to go for games. So, yeah, regardless. We are getting in there. So, attack. That would have been Ellen Gearsu. Okay, so now they choose to special summon back. And I'm like, all right, let's just slap the Ash down here and pray. So no specials from the deck, but, I mean, obviously they're going to get to chamber on into, you know, something here. Oh, they don't use chamber effect. That's interesting. Okay, so now they are choosing to not let this thing activate its effects. Okay, whoop-de-doo. And then they're using their, oh, this is so cool. So they're using their Dragon Rulers to then set up this rank 7 here, which this thing's effect, oh god, sends the Dragon Ruler for cost, and then its effect becomes the Dragon Ruler's discard effect, because all the Dragon Rulers literally have a million effects. It becomes the discard effect, so really, really crazy. So they're going to go ahead and use the Tidal effect to then Foolish the Tempest out of their deck. Tidal Summon. And then Tempest was banished for that, so it's going to go ahead and search. And then, let's see. Oh, Battle Phase. Okay. All right. Level, bounce back. So we're going to go ahead and protect the 3K body just so we have, we're not dead here, right? All right, and then we are going to get beat over by the Blaster. They are going to use the Eclipsis here. Make their Redox. And then they're going to summon out another Redox. And yeah, they even told me, we were chatting a little bit during the game, that their deck isn't fully optimized. So they probably should have been able to go into something else here to slow me down. And of course, they have the skeleton that we didn't need. Great. All right, so we will normal the skeleton. And then, yes, we will choose to go into our Fiendsmith combo here. We'll use our 2 bodies to go into the Moon. Moon into the Requiem. And then we're off to the races here. And I think the big debate is really whether the Fiendsmith Orcust or Pure Orcust with the new support is better. I actually don't know. Pure gets to play Dominus Impulse, which is kind of cool, but the Fiendsmith variant has so much more flexibility, in my opinion. It can push more. There's just a certain irony to the the 2019 TOS format days, where we were using 2 bodies to go into, a Nightmare to then, full Orcust combo. Whereas now we are using the Orcust engine to generate 2 bodies to go into Fiendsmith combo. So it's kind of silly if you ask me. The irony is not lost on me. So yeah, anyways, we're going to go ahead and Requiem, special summon out the Lacrima. And then Lacrima is going to use its effect, dump the Engraver. Engraver is going to put back to summon itself, and yeah, so we're going to choose to use the board breaking aspect of this engine to kind of push through and see if we can go for game or get really, really close. All right, so we're going to send, and then we're going to use a Chaos Angel. Yes, we can play this, and you can make it with Light and Darks if you want to. I didn't have an easy line to get to a Light and Dark without locking myself early, so I was still thinking about maybe a sequence play, but I didn't need it. So Angel's going to go in, and besides, making it with lights is better anyways. So we are choosing to banish a Redox. I know, whatever. But they're searching stuff that doesn't matter because we're going to go for game here. And I figured get rid of the Defender so we can then run over their smaller bodies. Okay, so then we're going to use the Elengir suit to take Mr. Steelio Girl. And at this point, we got game. So let's just, go in there. The Galatea Eye was actually unnecessary. All right, swing for game. And boom, and we were playing a match here, so we are playing a best 2 out of 3. So we'll move into game 2 here, and yeah, this time we do have the Chaos Hunters in here. I think this one's great in Orcust, especially against Into Malice, and with the opponent using Dragon Rulers, I figured this could at least slow them down a little bit, and maybe stop their fusion depending on the line that they get into. Okay, and then we got an Ash as well. So they're going to go ahead and Kitchen here, which is so insane. This card is now a 1-card, fusion. And this thing is ridiculous. This is an E-Tele. This is bringing out the other. So we're going to go ahead and Ash this, which is actually insane. Because they have no way to use this thing, because they don't have any wins in their hand. They bricked on Ash. And this Calamity is only going to be able to summon from hand. So they are in a really bad spot. And yeah, their last ditch effort is to try to summon back. That is so stupid. So this thing is always going to be able to fusion summon the Omni Negate, because I just realized you're banishing the materials and then using this to shuffle back from banish. It's even better than a tier element card. All right, so we're gonna go. It's just so unnecessary. Draw the Imperm that we already didn't need. All right, so slap it on down on the ladies here to really stymie them in every sort of way. And then, of course, we can thrust here. I don't know why they choose to Ash that. I mean, maybe it's because it could be anything, but we do have the Harp, and that's just game. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead, climb on into our 2 bodies here, right? Crown plus Galatea Eye, Moon, Requiem, Lacrima. Lacrima will use her effect to send the Engraver. Engraver put back to summon. And then, yeah, board breaker time. Actually, in this case, I wanted to practice being a little more safe, so I chose to go for making the Caesar. You can dedicate as much extra deck space as you want to this Fiendsmith engine. That's the real balance, though, because the more you put in, the less Orcust you'll have in there, which you don't need many, but having multiples is nice, and yet with this Fiendsmith stuff and the extra deck, it's very, very tight. So we've got a Caesar on board, which is great because, well, one, that will stop this. I had no idea that would, but this is mostly to play around Nib as we now go for game with the Orcust cards. So now we'll go ahead and harp out the Girsu. Girsu send Nightmare. Nightmare pump up Caesar. And we will then use the wand. This is an interesting point here. I may have been able to send the skeleton, but then it was one of those things where, and this was because, right, yeah, I might have had to banish the skeleton to not get full setup. So I was like, let's pump up Caesar. Let's go ahead and just up the Nightmare to get the wand summon instead of the Skelly. And Skelly will be there. We'll be able to access it on the next turn now that we've got the Babel here. So this is basically curtains. We choose to send. They activate, which means we can DDD negate. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And then just hit them really hard. And then this is where we are not going to make the same mistake. We are going to SP out that Lady's Dragonmaid so they can't special summon it from the grave. Not that they could anyways. And they don't even draw playable. Poor dude. He was a nice guy. We actually had some good back and forth over the chat as well. But yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from this. And then we just start playing on their draw phase. And yeah, that's curtains. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed a little showcase of the Orcust Fiendsmith deck, as well as some of the new Dragon Rulers and Dragon Maids. Peace out.